So hey guys, my name is Tony, and today I'm going to talk about something you probably have never heard of before. So, in the early 1990s, artists began to take manufactured baby dolls and transform them into art pieces called reborn dolls. Now, the old definition of a reborn doll is a manufactured doll that is taken and transformed to resemble a human baby with the most realism possible. However, nowadays artists tend to shift toward making their own dolls out of clay, to where it is now sent to a factory to be made into vinyl kits for artists to start to make their own interpretations of dolls. So the cultural artifact that I brought with me today is their certificate of authenticity for one of those dolls. Now, up top here it says a Laura Lee original. That's because this particular doll was sculpted by Laura Lee Eagles, which is a very famous artist within the doll community. And on the back side, there is the black and white picture of the clay sculpture that she made. And if you turn it back around, these are three different artist interpretations of the same doll kit. Now I'm going to pass this around so you guys can see it, but please be very careful with it, because that means that there are only 1,400 of those kits worldwide, and I am lucky number 114. And that single piece of paper signifies that not only am I am the owner of a limited edition collector's item, but that I am a part of this awesome community that is still growing. So now I'm going to talk about the reborn doll culture and how I identify with it. So there are different types of collectors. There are mainly adult women who collect these dolls, but there are some men. It's very rare, but there are men. And we call these the reborn dads, and I guess the women would be reborn moms, because you tend to call the dolls the babies because they kind of look like babies, so it's kind of hard to call them dolls when they look like babies. But there are a lot of different reasons that people collect. Some people collect solely for the art, just to display them and look pretty, but some people collect for therapeutic reasons. These dolls not only look real, but they feel real. So their head is like weighted really heavy, so it will fall back. So you have to support it like a real newborn's head. And their body is weighted. So when people carry them, if they aren't too creeped out to try to hold one, they will hold it up against them, and then they will involuntarily just start to like rock with it. And it's kind of like that maternal instinct kicking in, and it just brings so much peace, because babies like signify peace. So that's why people would get it. And usually it's people who have had infertility issues, or they have child loss, or they have empty nest syndrome, like all their kids have grown up and moved out, and so they want that baby feeling again. So, or there's actually other people who actually collect for not child-related psychological issues like depression or anxiety. And there's obviously the other reason to collect is just doll lovers, people who love dolls since they were young. So now I'm going to talk about how I personally connect with them. And I think that I collect for all three reasons. I do appreciate the artistic part of it really, really, really very much, because I used to be an artist. I used to make these dolls. And each one is handmade. So essentially, you're getting a doll that no one else in the entire world has, because you can't remake these dolls twice like exactly the same. So I appreciate that part of it. And I've loved dolls ever since I was a little kid, so when I first saw them, I knew I had to have one. And they are, ever since getting one, I find that it is therapeutic for me, because if I'm having a really stressed out day, or if I'm in a depressed mood, I find that these dolls are they just give me an instant sense of relief when I just hold them or change their clothes or something. So yeah, that's how I identify with it. And the culture has expanded so much. It's huge. We're all over the internet. It's you don't really find them on Twitter so much, but there's Facebook pages, Instagram pages. You really find them a lot on YouTube for role players. They role play with the dolls for entertainment purposes. But there's also an annual doll show where everybody comes together and they share dolls and share stories, and they buy and trade, and it's like a huge festival. It's awesome. and okay, so yeah, I talked about the growth and how I connect with it. And so usually a lot of people call us crazy or that we're foolish to spend so much money on these dolls because they do cost a lot of money, ranging anywhere from about $200 to $10,000. And so we kind of get that, what the heck are you doing? But if you really think about it, we're just regular people enjoying what we love, and if we have the means to do so, then we should do what we love. So in conclusion, that piece of paper that's floating around somewhere not only signifies that I have, an awesome doll, but that I'm part of something so unique and so great and just so awesome, and it's become really like a second family to me. And because of it, I've learned that to really just be yourself, and I've become like a more confident person because of it, because like a year ago I used to hide my dolls because I was like afraid of being judged for being like weird or crazy. But just being here has really taught me that life is like too short to live inside of somebody else's definition of what normal is. So just live life as you want to and have fun with it, because you're only here for so long.